It recording. Okay. Yeah, guys. Today we are going to just discuss about just a brief discussion on what all we discussed yesterday, as we missed the session yesterday's recording, and then after discussing about NFR, then I'll move to test plan. Okay. So when we talk about NFR, so just we need to check whether the application is newly developed or is already existing one. Based on that, we need to get the production logs. I believe like you are aware of all these points as we discussed earlier. Today I'm just highlighting what all we discussed. That's it. Okay. And also like we need to check exactly what is the objective of performance testing. So if they already did the performance testing last month, so from last month to this month or upcoming release, what is the exact change they are looking for? Okay. So is there is anything that relates to the change, I mean change in the load or any other metrics or any other new categories or scenarios added to the current release? We need to check each and every part in detail. Okay, as per the new functionality additions as well. And we also need to check the application architecture, like how many web servers we have, how many app servers, how many DB servers, and how they all integrated. We will be checking that part. And exactly what is the technology behind the application. So is that Java or .NET or Python or JS or SAP or CBIL or whatever it might be, exactly like based on which technology, yeah, so-called application is designed. Okay, what all comes into the current release, so we can consider that as in scope, and what all comes to the upcoming releases can be considered as out scope. It means like we have a plan to release that, but for now we are just keeping those parameters or those components on hold
You talk
based
about
on,
business modules, also talk about business.
yeah, even for the business modules. Is my screen up, guys?
No, no, not it.
Okay. How about now?
No, okay.
Is my screen up?
Yes.
Yes.
Even for the business also. So let's take IRCTC. Okay, when we talk about the IRCTC, if they say like for now we'll be going with only train ticket booking, and for now there is no need of flight tickets or hotel or any cab facilities and all this stuff, then we can simply say like for I mean cab and also hotels and other things, we will be considering those components and those key business scenarios for the upcoming release, as that is not pretty much needed in current release. So all those scenarios, suppose let us take in few of these scenarios, they say like we are having very low budget and we don't know if that is a very new application. Okay, suppose consider ICTC is a new application and they don't have much budget, and they'll simply say like for now we'll go with only performance testing, and we don't have budget to do any sort of monitoring, and we don't want to configure that in some sort of any integration levels and all this stuff to configure the issues and all this stuff. Okay, then we can say like performance testing is in scope and performance engineering is out scope, which is nothing but monitoring. Okay, so they'll simply ask us like without performance engineering can we go and like debug exactly why it is causing high and why it is causing issues? Yes, we can. So as I said earlier, we are having internal tool which is called perfmon, which is performance monitor. So by using this also, we are going to capture the server metrics. Okay, so we are going to cover that part as well while doing the executions. And also, we need to check the key business scenarios. Suppose if you take IRCTC, what all key business scenarios we can include? What are all pretty much needed? And when you talk about the performance testing, you should consider only positive based scenarios. You can like when your manual tester or your test manager is stressing you to check the negative scenario, then you can simply say like being a performance tester, we can't touch the negative scenario. We'll be going with only positive scenarios. There will be some situations where our test managers asked us to test the negative scenario as well, because they don't know what is the performance exactly. They just ask us to do that's it. Okay, so we can strongly say like being a performance testers, we don't touch the any negative based scenario. Okay, you have the right to say no to negative scenarios. And moving to entry criteria. Okay, application should be done with development phase, and also it should be completed with manual phase. And mainly application should be stable. Okay, if application is not stable, if you click on register button, if you click on any register button, if that is not allowing you to type any details over there, okay, then also you can say like the application is not stable. Okay, so whenever you are working on any application, that should be stable. So if there is any inconsistency or intermittent issues with the application, then you can simply project the same. You no need to wait till the other should come and say this and that. You can simply say like application is not stable, so that's the reason we are not allowed to go to next step. Okay, and moving to exit criteria. So when we can say like we are completely done with performance testing, whenever the result whatever we did from the performance testing that satisfies service level agreement. Okay, so service level agreement includes both the client side metrics and also server side metrics. Okay, in client side metrics we have response time and also throughput, hits per second, and all the stuff. And when you talk about the server side metrics, we have CPU, memory, and network utilizations. Okay, and also GC, all this stuff will come. So going forward, we'll get like we will be knowing the detail about what is what.
I have one
Okay.
question in this part.
Yes, yes, yes.
So GCs comes under if the background technology goes for .NET, GC will
Mm-hmm.
be involved in this part or not? So
So
GC, I
no,
could see only in the Java related not technology. Yeah, that time we can go for GC garbage collection
yeah,
is one of the tech. Yeah,
mostly from the Java related, we can check JC. If not, if it is from the other related, we can simply check the memory as well.
memory. Okay, so
Yeah,
it's only comes
we'll
under
go with
Java,
memory.
Java
Yes,
technology
Java
perspective, go for
technology.
garbage collection. If
Yes,
it's
for
go to .NET
garbage.
or some other technology means GC will not be
Then we will,
involved, right?
yes, then we will be mainly focusing on memory.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and monitoring tools. So if they implemented and integrated any monitoring tool, we also check like, do we have access for that? If not, we'll ask them to provide the access for the same. And also provision to backup. If something happened in the mid of any I mean, working time or in the mid of any big billions or something like that. If most of the people and more users are entered into the application in that particular point, exactly if there is any shutdown in one of the server, how the remaining servers are going to balance the shared load by using load balancer. How your load balancer is going to share the load. Okay, and also we need to check the specific time. Do they have any specific time to execute the test execution?
Uh, uh,
Okay,
yeah,
yes,
Amulya, I have a question.
yeah.
So load balancer perspective, how do we come to know who will provide those kind of information? Do we need to raise the query while preparing
Actually,
enough a
like
document
our
or
business
they will provide?
analyst, our business
Ah,
analyst will be going to provide each and every detail regarding to that, and also our
okay.
architect is going to provide all the
Hmm.
details behind that, like exactly how it is going to work on. Okay.
Okay.
And also we need to check whether there is any batch process or maintenance period so that we won't be touching the application during that period. And also we need to know all the SLA related values. Okay, exactly how much response time they are planning and how many transactions. Okay, how many hits, what is the expected error rate, and all this stuff. Okay, we all know if it is like suppose if you are working on IRCTC, if the manual tester is using the application, it will be like int.com. Okay, and if the developer is working, it is with the www.irctc.dev.com. And if it is with perf people hands, it will be like perf.com or staging.com or UAT. It completely depends on the organization. So we are not supposed to say like it's only should be if perf people or perf candidates are working on that. It should not be only with PERF or STAGANG or UAT. It completely depends on how they deploy the code, how they are I mean defining the name to that. Okay, so before entering to the production, Okay, before you are seeing any application into your Play Store and during the development phase and testing phase, all these comes under non-production. Okay, but whenever you are, I mean, the users are able to access the application, then we can simply say like the application is in production. Production means you are simply downloading that either from the Google or either from the Play Store or App Store or whatever it might be, and you are simply making use of that application. That is in production in the sense user is able to use the particular application. That is about NFR. Okay, and moving to test plan. As I said yesterday itself, so what all the NFR we are gathering in during the very first call with the client, he is going to help us with those details what we discussed earlier, right? The same details we are simply going to add this in a one particular format, in a standard template format, which is called test plan. So the name itself says this is a plan how we are going to test the application, which is a legal agreement between organization which is nothing but our company and IRCTC application. Suppose if you talk about any IRCTC. Okay. So we have here also we have n number of multiple factors what we need to consider. Okay, let's focus. So whenever you open any test plan, so here it will be like a performance test plan, and they are going to give you the application name and followed by the version as well. Okay, and here you will be simply writing when you created that and created by whom. And for each and every test plan, if you are doing any modifications, then definitely you should add the things. Like if it is 1.0, which is already released, so you can say like initial document is prepared during this period, and he was the one who prepared the details in 1.0 version. Suppose if Adarsh is working on 1.1 relation, 1.1 version, so he is going to update all this stuff. Suppose if Umesh is gonna to do the other things. So which is related to 1.2. So another column will comes here 1.2, and here the instead of Sunil we will be having Umesh, and he is gonna to do like if he is working on second revision, then we can say like he is the one who is doing the second round of revision. Okay, this is the place where we can able to see like exactly on which state this version was happened and who did the changes and what is the comment of the application status. Okay, and each and so even when someone asks you like what all like um like how they'll ask in interview is like, did you get a chance to involve in test plan? If you're going to say yes, then what are all the things that included in test plan? So you can simply say like based on organization, there will be a different templates for that. In one of my current project, I observed these many parameters, what all included. No matter what, whether you did it or not. If someone asks you like whether you involved, you can say, you should say like really you worked on that particular project by taking any one of the application as a reference. Okay. So suppose let's take IRCTC. So suppose let's think like earlier this month is December, right? Till November it was with the TCS, and from December it moved to Infosys. So then here we will be adding if there are any reference documents from the previous organization or any previous releases. Suppose let's take this is December release, and if there is any performance test report that related to the November release, then we will be adding those documents. Okay, and moving to objective. So we all know what is the exactly objective of performance testing. If he is adding new functionality called bus booking, suppose let's take, okay, if we are talking about food, so here we are talking about the food delivery application, right? Suppose if you take Swiggy, so we have earlier we have only food delivery. Now they also included Instamart and also Genie app as well, where they will be like if you want to pick some bag from one place, so they will be doing that. Okay, so if they want to test the Instamart, including the food delivery, then they can simply add like the objective of doing performance testing for the December release is to check the performance testing for Instamart as well by including so and so test scenarios or key business scenarios. Okay, and exactly what is the application architecture behind it? So if it is any sort of, see, this is the application architecture. Suppose let's take like this. So even if you talk about the objective also, the purpose of performance testing for so and so release is to check the application behavior with max load, and the purpose of Swiggy R 3.0 release is to check whether all the metrics are within the SLA or not. After, suppose if there, even if there is any small bug fixes also, they'll just ask us to rerun the same scenario. Okay, guys, I'm getting some noise. 1 second. Mm. So we need, even if there is, suppose there was one bug, it was not accepting Sodexo card or Plexi card. So they said like we already fixed that. So can you please go ahead with one sort of regression test? Okay, if they ask us to go with any some sort of regression means, then we will be running the same scenarios whatever we are having, just to check what are all the SLA we have is as per the expected or not. Okay, and moving to application architecture. If you want to like navigate the Swiggy application, you can make use of website or you can use mobile. If it is website, then it will be like www.swiggy.com, and you have from the Play Store you can able to download which is called Swiggy application. So here there is two sources in order to reach the Swiggy application. Okay, so let's take they are having two servers. Okay, app servers. Anyhow, there will be web server. They will be communicating to app server, and then they will be communicating with DB server as well. They will be checking the data here and transferring the data to the app servers. Okay, and moving to in scope. Suppose let's take only related to the food delivery, which is called register, login, add card, Sodexo, payment, address, tracking your order, and doing sign out. So for now, we will be focusing on what all scenarios that comes under in scope. Okay. And suppose let's take Instamart is not included. Then we can say like Instamart and Genie is out scope for now. Okay. So this is nothing but what all we discussed. This is a simple way. So, like someone asked us exactly what's the difference between NFR and here. This is exactly, you can say like this is an agreement between the organization and also the client, and also what all we discussed with the client in NFR. Here we will be formatting that in a proper plan, exactly how we are approaching the performance testing. In NFR we just took the details, but here we are planning how we are going to approach it, including the test deliverable timelines and test IDs and all this stuff. And see, approach and execution strategy, approach, how we are approaching that. Okay, here you can simply say like Swiggy application will be tested using the existing performance test process, and it will be, if you're running in either cloud or normal, so you're just saying like we are using so and so tool and so monitoring tool. So you'll be just adding what are all the things you are including for your approach in the plan. If you're using Jmeter, here you are simply going to say like in this performance testing of Swiggy application, we are using Jmeter and we are using New Relic as a monitoring tool. This is how we are planning to approach our execution. This is our execution strategy. And entry and exit criteria. We all know if you talk about the entry, so it should be development and manual phase should be completed, and also the application should be stable. And we can ask if the development phase and also manual phase is completed, do we have any signed document? Signed is nothing but do we have any mail saying like so called development phase is completed and also manual phase is completed? We can able to ask that. That's not a wrong thing, because when you are going to do performance testing, sometimes in parallel or in few of the situations you will be doing after the completion of this. I mean, anyhow, even for the in parallel, in the sense, it's it should not, I mean, we should not need to wait till the completion of the entire page. So if they said like they are completed with the 3 or 4 categories here, in parallel, we will be doing that as well. Okay, if they have any result or report regarding to 3 to 4 categories, what we need to check, they can able to show that details as well, saying like we are done with this and that. And moving to exit. So when we can say that we are good to sign off the performance testing, so it should match SLA. Okay, if whatever the performance metrics, whatever the response times we are considering here, if we are achieving that, then we can say like we are good to close. If not, we will be checking exactly why it is causing, and we will be discussing and sharing those snapshot with, even if there is any like issues with the code also, we are not supposed to do anything. We will be just simply digging and sharing the screenshots, and share, and we will be sharing to the related team, either it might be development team or it might be infra team, so that they are going to rework on that, and they will come up with a solution, and they'll just ask us to do a rerun to check the report. Okay, and also performance or capability goals or expected results. What are the expected results they are looking for? So in this criteria, they will be like the following are the performance requirements for the test plan. I mean, for the performance test, the average response time should be less than 2.5 seconds. Okay, average should be less than what are all the scenarios and what are all the transactions I am doing in Swiggy application. That should be, even if any user, if n number of multiple users are working on that application, it should respond within 2.5 seconds. It should not go beyond that.
Oh yeah, this
Oh,
is right.
yes, yes,
So these and all comes under standard marketing standards, right? You talking?
yes, yes, yes. Even if it is not market also, like if they like for most of the application, the architect who is holding the, I mean, the entire and complete knowledge of the application, he is going to provide it in NFR. So what we'll do,
Mm.
we are not going to prepare all these things. We will be like whenever there is a 2.5 seconds, we will be simply providing a blank here. We will be
Mm.
sharing the template, what are all we have, and we will be sharing this template to the development team and also architect and business analyst. They will be filling all these documents and they will be sharing this with us.
Mm. Mm.
But if they already updated this 2.5 seconds in our NFR call, we will be updating this.
Mm. Mm.
Or we will be simply sharing the template, and we will be updating what are all the things we know, and we simply ask them like, hi team, we just filled what are all the like updates we know from the NFR call, and could you please help us on filling the complete test data, so that they are going to add their stuff from their side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also maximum response time should not reach 30 seconds. Suppose let's take like 1,000 users are using the Swiggy application. Okay, when the application is continuous on a continuous running, there might be getting a chances of getting delays. Even in such delays also, it should not cross. Suppose if 1 lakh users are using the application also, no one user should reach beyond 30 seconds. It might be due to n number of, even for the bottlenecks also, if it is not going to reach 30 seconds, that's fine. But if it is going beyond that, we are going to say like we observe this as the one of the major observation, as one of the user is using more time utilization. So they will be checking exactly what happened during that particular period and what is the average. In most of the cases, the server utilization should be less than 50 to 75% only. If any test execution is going beyond 70 or going beyond 80, then we are going to consider that as major observation. If it is within 50 or if it is in within 75, then we can simply add in the report as no major observations observed. And the CPU utilization and the memory utilization are within the limits as per SLA. And also here we will be mentioning like how many users we are planning to do the test. Okay. And also we will be writing here the expected and tolerate error percentage. So in most of the cases, if you are going with some sort of web applications, they can accept till 2 to 3 percentage, but not more than 5. Even in few of the worst situations, they can even accept till 5 percentage as well, but not more than that. But anyhow, if the error rate is like within 2 to 3%, if the user load is like around 5,000 or 10,000 or 1 lakh, then it is totally fine. Okay, so once we are like confirmed with the tool, we need to mention. So like what tool we are using and what version you are using. And also the main motto of this test plan is like, no matter what, whether the candidate is from performance tester or not. So if someone is like opening this application, I mean this test plan of, and if someone is reading this, he should be getting the complete end-to-end idea of what exactly we are doing. That is the main motto. Okay, what plan you are following is the main motto. So if that is only understandable for our technology people, then there is of no use to share with each and everyone in the team. Okay, you should design it in such a way like, suppose let's take, if Sai Kumar worked till November 2024 and it moved to Adarsh for the upcoming release. And he already left the organization, and in place of Sai, we have Adarsh for now. And if he is simply opening this, and if he is not at all getting any details, then there is no use of this test plan. Okay, it should be in a very clear mode so that they can easily able to get, okay, these all happened in the last release and we need to do the next steps with these functionalities. Okay, and also if there is any web server, app server, DB server, we need to update the names and its versions as well. Okay, and also here we need to write the team members and responsibilities. See, Sai Kumar already left the organization, he moved to another organization. Meanwhile, Adarsh came into picture and he is doing that. Once he opened, if he has any issues regarding to any development or any automation or anything, then he can simply, I mean, even for the earlier release, not for the coming, he has any question on the older releases, then he can simply able to open this and he will check the developer name, so called. Now earlier it was with Umesh, he worked as a developer for this Swiggy project, and he can able to directly communicate with him if he has any issues or if he has any questions on that part. Okay, and suppose if you want to go with any some sort of 1,000 users, definitely our manual team or development team is going to provide you the proper credentials, and those test IDs whatever we are having, I mean whatever I'm talking about usernames and passwords, that's are called test IDs. Suppose let's take it as test IDs. Okay, it should be having a proper access to the application. That is main important. And anyhow, when we talk about any placing order, definitely we will be going with payment details, where you will be moving to multiple things, like you will be checking with UPI and you will be checking with the debit card and you will be checking with credit card and also Sodexo cards and net banking, and there will be number of multiple e-wallets. Okay, so if we have that, so we will be getting few credit card details and few dummy debit card details as well. So you are not supposed to directly click like double one double one, four ones, four twos, four threes, four fours. Even whenever you are using those dummy cards also, those should be integrated with the application. Okay, yeah, team, I mean the developer who is going to add these details and who is going to check, he is going to provide you access for that. So if they ask us to go with any dummy, in the sense it is not like 1111 2222 3333 like that. So whatever the credit cards or whatever the UPIs you are using, that should be already registered with Swiggy application, even that is dummy. That access should be taken care by the team, related team. Okay. And moving to risk and mitigations. Okay, when we can say like there is something risk related to any project, we can simply say like whenever our performance is unsatisfactory. So instead of 3 seconds, if we are getting 10 seconds as a payment response, then definitely it will be risk when it move to production. Correct? Because no one is going to wait for 10 seconds whenever you are planning for doing payment. Okay, if there is any unsatisfactory performance report, then we can simply say it like that comes under risk. And mitigations. So when you talk about the mitigations, so here what they provided, conduct the performance testing of application at the beginning of the project. So it means you're not supposed to wait till the completion of this entire page. Or even if you talk about the login registry or other details also, you are like, if they say like they are completely done with one particular functionality, you can easily start your work there itself. Suppose our developer Umesh said like login and register functionality is done, so you can go ahead with performance testing. So now others started recording scripts for login and register. So he observed few changes over there, and the app is not properly responding even with the proper credentials, and he can't able to use that even with the proper credentials. Okay. And also he is not suppose let's take the login functionality is only responding for 10 users. It's not more than 10 users. It means like after checking for the 10 users, from the 11th user it is continuously failing. Okay, then we can directly raise that and complain it to our developer called Umesh. So he is going to check whether there is any limitations whenever he is designing or developing the code for that. He'll just check whether there is any blockers happened. It means like number of requests waiting in the queue. He will be changing that number of requests, queue waiting period, and all this stuff will be there in the backend. So he will be changing all those details. Okay, so we can simply say like whenever we are doing the things in the very beginning of the project level, then definitely most of the issues will be mitigated. Okay, and at last we will be adding test plan approvals. Okay, here we will be adding like who is the business approval, who is the testing approval. Here business approval means the client. Suppose if Isha, this guy is working as client to IRCTC, he is going to sign it. Okay, and if the Umesh is working as developer and also the test manager, and here we need to get the signature from Umesh as well as a confirmation. Like both
What is the
people
difference
from the
between
client. Sorry, sorry,
what is the
Adarsh.
what is the difference between business approval and testing approval?
See, business approval in the sense the guy from the business. It means the client. You can simply say like instead of business, you can say from client. Okay. So whatever the values we provided over the entire test plan, that should be approved by the client before going ahead. And when you talk about the testing, you can say like project manager. If you want better understanding, you can say like this. Okay. So one should be from the client and one should be from the our organization who acts as a project manager here. And also in few of the situations, like what in few of the situations what they'll do is like once they are done with the development, and they will deploy the code to lower stages. Okay, this is called lower environment. So if they are in development phase, then we used to call it as the environment is lower environment. And even when it is with QA means manual testers also, SVT, SIT. Okay, so even that also we can call it as lower environment. And in few projects, what they might think is like, so they will go with lower environment till the completion of entire project development. And at last, they will be planning to push the code from www.swiggy.sit.com to perf.com in the very last stage when they are about to move to the production. So in that cases, in few of the situations, perf is nothing but higher environment. We can say like higher environment, and which comes under stable. But as per the product dependency, sometimes they will ask us to work on lower environment, like just like simply developing the scripts. Okay, if we don't have such timelines, so we should accept this as well. If they say like we don't have timeline and you need to start your work in lower environment, and whenever we deploy this code irctc.co.in to perf.com, then you can make use of the same scripts to higher environment. Okay, in few of the cases, like if you are doing the scripts in lower environment, in the same time itself you will be getting what are all the complexities you faced, and what are all the dependencies you need to take in care. So all the things you will be getting while doing the scripting in lower environment. Then while doing the scripting in the higher environment, it will be very easy for you to do that, because whatever the work you did here, you will be repeating the same here. And in most of the cases, whatever the scripts you prepared here, that is going to work in higher environment by simply changing the URL. Instead of www.swiggy.sit.com, we are simply providing perf.com. Yesterday I said no, there will be some sort of correlations, parameterizations, and text
Yes, we will do
verifications.
parameterization
Yes,
this part.
yeah,
URL.
simply instead of simply without doing end-to-end scripting, if you are simply changing the URL from lower to higher environment, then you can able to do that. Because see, if you are using the lower environment or higher environment, you will be seeing the same page. There will be nothing difference. And even when you click on login also, you will be getting the same page in lower environment and also in higher environment. But it will be hard for you to do in lower environment, because it is going to hit you bit hard with some lags and all this stuff. But if you don't have that better timelines, then your team is going to suggest you to start your scripting in lower environment itself. Okay, which will be beneficial for you only. Because if you start your work in this time, then you will be getting more time for your script preparation. Okay, even if there is any issues also, you can easily communicate with the related team accordingly. Okay, so what are all the things you are discussing in NFR? You will be simply adding all these in a proper test plan by including small things like what is the current version and what is the version you are using, and team members and responsibilities. This is not included in NFR, because your client is not going to tell you like who is your team member and what is his responsibility. Okay, and also even risk and mitigation also will be comes only in test plan. How exactly your planning is nothing but a test plan. So we will be, even if you see here also, we will be adding all this stuff. So this is already in NFR: objective, application architecture, in scope, out scope, approach, entry and exit criteria. But if you see here, the goals, even this is also will be there in NFR. Okay, like what is the response time and hits, and load description and content and data preparation. Okay, but mainly you can see the difference is risk and mitigation. Okay, and also test plan approvals. Okay, you'll be simply adding those into this proper document. Okay, this is how you'll be preparing that. Okay, tomorrow we are going to start a discussion with testing types. If not, we'll simply start installation tomorrow. And anyhow, going forward, we will be including one and one contents into our main sessions. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? And I already
Questions
asked the
means
team to share this with you. Okay, you
ah,
can have a look. Okay, they are going to help you with that documents and
uh,
all this stuff.
uh, so questions means in this part. So we are going to prepare the script to LoadRunner, right? So
Yes, yes, in
what
LoadRunner.
application only? Same flight application only, or any other different type of application
Yeah,
going to be
here we are
used?
going with web tools and also JPEG store
The
because
flight
those
application.
are, yes, yes, that is flight application because that is the open source application and that is also some sort of what we can say consistent application when you
Why
want
can't
to
we go
play.
with the IRCTC preparing the
As it is,
LoadRunner
see,
script?
like, see, we can't able to do that. The thing is like we can
Right?
just able to
CAPTCHA is
record
there,
it.
right?
Yeah. And also
Can do
the
that.
main thing is like we don't have much access to that. Okay, you can
Apart from
able to
two
record
applications,
only
is there any
only
other
two.
application open source apart
Actually,
from Pet
I
Store?
heard
See,
yeah, JPEG store is
webs.
anyhow included, and there
No,
is
no.
one
Apart
more
from
from
the
the
Web
Isha
Store and Pet Store.
management. I believe
Yes,
like there
please.
is one more from the Isha management. If
Mm.
needed, I'll include that as well.
Please, we will go with those first because
Mm-mm-mm.
it's a common. There is no much more
Yes, it's
complexity in the Web
yes.
Tour and Pet Store document, Pet Store
Yes, yes.
application.
But the one who don't have any idea of performance testing, then
That
definitely
will
they should
cover in
come
that
with the,
application, right? Yeah,
yeah,
that will
that should
cover in that
come with the
application.
very basic things, right? Yeah, that's the
Mm.
reason. Yeah, for sure we are going to do that as well.
No, what do we will do one thing. So we will
Mm.
practice in we will in the training session. We will go for the whatever the person. I mean,
See,
Isha
anyhow,
Institute have the
Hmm?
application. We will go
mm,
with the recording section. I mean, what are the actions we
no
perform the
worries,
load
no
runner?
worries. We'll go with the
So
WebTours, JPEG store, and also the other application as well. No
uh,
worries.
yeah, we will practice.
Okay,
While doing the practice sessions, right? Internally, we will use JPEG
okay,
store or Web
okay.
Tour. Those all.
Okay, okay.
That's it.
Okay. Any more questions, guys? So tomorrow we are going to start about installation. Okay. Those who are interested, you can get that installation files from the management. You can drop your mails. So they are going to share you the installation files and we can, so tomorrow I am going to install in one of your machines if you are ready to share your screen. And then we'll go the main and major part of performance testing. Okay, anyhow, we covered in the life cycle, we covered NFR and also detailed NFR and also the detailed test plan. And now we will be entering into the major part, which is called scripting. And also on a high note, there is no need of any coding knowledge here. Okay, but anyhow, we will be including C basic C sessions as well, C language sessions, which will be helpful for you when someone facing interviews. Okay.
So the HP Web Tools application also we have done, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
So that
We're
That is
also
also
playing
very
with
will
simple,
WebTools.
yeah, simple. Yeah, that is nothing is there. Very simple.
Yeah, Sai, that might be simple for you, but not for the others. That's what. See, yeah, having like around 8 years, for 8 year people,
No,
like
no,
it will
it's
be like,
not related
yeah.
to experience,
See,
guys.
like,
It's a simple. See, project. If it comes to realistic, that is different. It's web
yes,
tour and pet store. Those are the very simple. Pet store we can access from the web. I mean, internet. I mean, on the Google. I mean,
Google.
browser part. But
Yes,
pet
yes,
store. I mean, this web tour is actually when you start. I mean, when I started, like, is an internal application for the LoadRunner. No need to
yes.
install personally if you start
See,
HP version of
even for
9.5.
the, no, but here the open text, so here you need to again download WebTools and you need to start the server and you need to work on it.
Yes,
So
earlier
you
it was
can't
inbuilt
directly,
in the application.
yeah, but now it was
So,
not like that.
ah, we can install personal internal mission. Now, I mean,
Mm.
there is a folder you need to download, and you need to run the server file, that file only, exe file. That's it. It
Yes.
automatically run. Not a big complicated thing to run the that that one.
So, and also I'll help you on the basic understanding on what is response time, what is throughput, what is hits per second, what is 90 percentile value, what is average response time, either tomorrow or on Monday. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Monday, next session will be tomorrow. There is no session tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I mean in the upcoming sessions, I'm saying like either
Okay,
tomorrow or on Monday.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So performance test plan is we will discuss in the future session.
See, like if you're working as a performance tester, for sure you will be like sharing the test plan as well. So you need
So
to get
test
that
plan
approval.
will
But
it will
yeah,
it will be made by the managers, team lead, and
no. Like it should, like if you are entering into organization, then definitely you should be aware of these things. So
The
no
test format
manager
will be
is
present
gonna
here.
to,
Test
in the
format.
yeah.
interview they
Yes.
are
It
asking
is
this question.
no. It is
Yeah,
our
same
responsibility only.
same doubt I
Uh,
have, I also. The test
Okay.
plan, whatever test plan, right, you have explained, that need to be filled with from our side, or else the
No,
document will share.
it should be, yeah. See, so what are all the things we like received in the NFR? We will be just adding that. And if we don't have any idea regarding to any parameter in the test plan, we will be sharing that to business analyst and they are going to help that. Okay. It
Okay.
doesn't mean like if we talk about the test plan, it should be done only from the project manager.
Okay.
Okay. So it is
Partner
our
only,
responsibility. It is our responsibility.
he only share the
Yeah.
document, and we
Yes.
need to fill up
There'll
the
be
yes.
details.
Correct. Template will be present here. See, for
template
me,
will be
current
there.
project, the person earlier, I'm the another person. I mean, before me, I mean, one of the technician was there. I mean, the performance tester. They prepared is in test plan in a PPT, not in Word document. So based on the internal,
Organizations and it's
organization wise,
completely
it will be
different.
differ. Correct. So yeah, these are the point will be present in the, I mean, main key points in the test
What are
plan. Exactly what she said. Agreement. What we're going to do as a performance tester, who are all involved in this project, as a developer, develop management side, tester, manual
Yeah.
tester, those who are the point of contact if issue comes, those and all information will be present in the test plan. As we need to be sign off
Yes.
from the
Yeah.
after completion of the
Actually,
execution. Yes, yes,
yeah. Actually, I
that is
do
the
have
thing.
6 years of experience, but for manual testing and 3 years of perform testing. While coming to perform testing, right at that time, we'll share the this test plan through Excel sheet.
Okay. Yeah. In few of the like applications, like even like I started preparing test plan when I was with 3 years of experience. So during that period, they just shared the Excel template and they just asked me to fill that by communicating with the related team. It might
Yes.
be in the it might be in the
Correct,
different forms. Either it might be
correct.
in the Word document or Excel or PPT. Okay.
For me, that Excel document is there. They used to call the NFR, not a PP. I mean, not for the test plan, but yes, there is. I mean, this kind of agreement. What we're going to do as a performance tester for this project? What your what concerns? That kind of information is present. What our concerns? What going to be do the performance tester for this project? That's the timelines will be present. How many timelines perspective we will complete this project? Those kind of information will present.
Yeah. Timeline. Yes. Exactly.
And timelines
What
also
you
will
were
be
saying.
present.
So the no matter what type of document we are preparing, but the key
Correct.
points will be same. That's the
Correct.
main thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you all.
night. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
So you're working in CTS.
Yeah.